Hello, and welcome to Podcast. I'm your host, Joey Simcoe, and today we have Jimmy Skidmore as co-host.
Hello.
We have Tim Demith as secondary host.
I guess second time guest, 2-episode guest, seasoned guest,
You going to say something?
Nah, I'm good.
executive guest.
And with us today is Trevor Blodgett from the Blodgett clan.
Salutations.
So today, our topic is adult cartoons.
The appropriate kind.
Yes, not hentai. And for a little twist today,
Sponsored by NordVPN.
we are not sponsored by anybody because no one would sponsor this trash. We have Nerf guns trademark. And what we're going to do with these Nerf guns is shoot each other if someone makes a stupid point. And then we're going to refute that point.
All right, well, Tim already fired one.
Tim
That
already...
doesn't count. I was just making sure it's.
Why are you
still
loading it like that?
I don't know. This works too.
But
Yeah, but it just ruins the dart.
yeah, that's a... God damn it.
Someone
Okay.
shoot Tim.
This is ruining it more.
All right, everybody
Everybody
shoot Tim on
Everybody
three.
shoot-
1, 2, 3.
That doesn't count. No, it was my way was ruining the dart less.
What do you mean?
Because when I put it in like this, it's bending the
Tim,
dart.
I'm gonna be real with you. That makes no sense.
Anyway,
Okay.
anybody ever seen The Simpsons, the first adult cartoon?
Everybody
Now,
has.
I believe everybody has seen The Simpsons, and they're on their 30th season this
Just
year.
let it die.
Honestly,
To be honest, I love The Simpsons. Like the original Simpsons episodes are very good, but about like season 10, I was like, quit, give up, done.
Yeah.
As with
it's
most
definitely
shows.
been going on for like. It had a good run, but unlike other shows, it's not good at going on for this long and not being repetitive.
If I can
or just getting
interject,
stupid
I still think that every year the Treehouse of Horrors
is
slap.
a good episode.
I think
the
every
Treehouse
year
of
they
Horrors is always
I
a good
want The
episode.
Simpsons to go on for the Treehouse of Horrors.
Horrors. That's my favorite part. There's
Well,
probably
why-
about
But
30.
Why
I
don't
want
they
it to
just
die
do
because it's been
Halloween
going on for
specials?
so damn long.
You know what? I'm gonna say something that is gonna come up in every single one of these. The longer any show goes on, whether it's a cartoon or a sitcom, progressively it gets more and more insane.
Well,
No,
but
it's always Sunny in Philadelphia is even better than.
No.
it was at the
No,
beginning.
I
That's
mean,
not that long,
No,
though.
I
That's
mean,
14 years, Jimmy.
Oh, never mind.
You're not getting what I'm
They're
saying.
on 13 seasons.
you guys don't understand what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
The stunts get more outrageous. Like the
Yes,
first
that's
season
true.
of The Simpsons,
That's very
Bart
true.
was just like acting up, and now he's like, "I've committed murder."
Yeah.
And Homer's
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, Bart,
Well-
you committed murder."
You see, it's a lot like with Marvel movies, how it's like it starts off in the city, like let's just you know, like how in Marvel movies, how in the first Avengers it takes place in New York City, and like they're trying to save the world, but then they go on to saving the universe in the next one. Like they have to get bigger so that they can attract more audience's attention.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that
even
makes
even
sense.
in like Family Guy, like Peter has normal problems. Like he just gets drunk at a party, and then they're like, "Ha ha, drunk man do funny thing," and then now he's like addicted to heroin and like
Yeah.
committing first-degree felonies.
But have you guys ever seen the famous rom-com? I don't know if it's a comedy. The romantic drama, Young and the Restless. Pull that up real quick.
I actually have.
It's on like it's.
I've seen the occasional.
My mom
episode.
watches it.
My mother and grandmother love the show. Shout out to my mother who's listening. It is on what season is it?
This
on?
is not a cartoon.
No, but it is an adult show.
It's on its 46th season.
46th
Since
season.
1973.
Yeah, and my mother has been watching it since she was born around that time. But the show's only gotten better. Victor is the only name I really remember, and that man might be dead.
Why are we doing soap operas? We're done.
Hold on, no.
Knock it off.
Hold on,
Joey.
General Hospital has been on
General
for
Hospital
57
slaps.
seasons.
General Hospital is so good.
Shoot him!
Oh my god.
I don't watch it every day, but if it's on, I get invested.
My gun doesn't
Its
go off.
plots are very
Hold on, just-
interesting.
Tim, how many times do
Try
you want to
it.
get shot today?
I'm out.
All right.
Technically, Joey's shot 3 bullets.
Yeah, but he's the leader of the podcast.
The bullet plan. Oh my god.
All right, if for those of you who are wondering, Joey just shot himself in the head with his Nerf gun.
Basically a triple barrel shotgun Nerf gun. Anyway, back to adult cartoons.
Yes.
So Simpsons, what's our general consensus?
Good show for the beginning, but it really needs to just quit and only do Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's just. Yeah,
It's
gone.
vanilla. It's
I suppose
For just a goofy comedy
it deserves
with
the
no
credit
real
it
plot.
gets for being the very first.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a good
Not-
starting point, but not the
A
best.
lot
overall.
of shows or animated shows, when they go on for this long, by the time they get into the later seasons, they kind of develop more of a plot and get a storyline. The Simpsons hasn't done that. It's
Except
just
for with
kind of
Homer's
goofy.
mother. That was a cool subplot.
Yeah,
that I
that
liked.
I agree.
I really enjoyed that.
The next show, the one everybody loves with the funny fat guy, Family Guy.
Family Guy, starring Peter Griffin as Peter Griffin.
Muffin is a Family Guy.
I was not allowed to watch this show till I was about 14 or 15.
I was allowed to watch South Park since I came out of the womb. So
I have
think
still not
it's
watched
fair to
South
say-
Park.
Yeah, well,
You
I have.
haven't?
I have,
Oh, it's so
I have not
good,
yet
Jimmy.
watched
You
South
would
Park.
love it.
My parents scared me, and I never really knew when I was allowed to watch it.
I have
So I
season
never
11
asked.
on DVD.
So now
You can
Family
borrow
Guy
it.
has been on since 1999, but there was a break because it actually got canceled at one point.
Good.
It wasn't very long.
It was not
very
very
long.
long. I believe it was a
less
2-year
It was less than a
cancellation.
year.
I think it
for
was
sure.
less than a
Yeah.
year. Maybe 2 years at the most.
I believe it was.
Oh wait, I think
2
it said
years.
it down there. If you scroll down a little.
Okay, well,
Never mind.
Or just look it up.
twice.
Twice.
Canceled twice.
When was it canceled the second time?
Oh fuck! When I hit image.
Watch your language. You only get one per
Oh
episode.
my goodness, Joey.
Oh. Oh well. So we're just going to look.
So Joey doesn't know how to do a Google search.
Oh,
When did Family Guy get canceled?
So
January 31st, 1999.
No, that's-
was
no,
its
that-
premiere.
That's
Yeah.
when the premiere
Okay,
was.
well,
Uh,
it premiered after the Super Bowl.
That's a bad idea. That's why nobody watched the first episode.
well, I watched the first episode, and I roughly.
Did you watch it in 1999 after the Super Bowl?
No, I wasn't born.
Oh, okay. So you didn't
Dickhead.
watch the first episode as soon as it aired, did you? You waited a lot longer.
I'm sorry. Could you please speak some actual English?
I had a bit of a stutter there. I find that insensitive.
Well, I find that Fox canceled the series with one episode left unaired in 2002.
The year I was born.
Wow,
Same.
no wonder you're a disappointment. And then it returned back onto Fox. Adult Swim convinced the network to renew the show in 2004 with a fourth season,
2-year break is a while.
which began airing on May 1st,
God.
2005.
So it took a 3-year break. That's
Yes.
longer than I've been alive.
We know, Jimmy. But remember, you also have 3 kids.
I do have 3 kids.
Jimmy's been alive a lot
Jimmy's
longer than that,
been
but that's when
around.
his brain started developing. It was about 3 years ago.
Every time I take on a new form, I reset my ability to recall time.
Then why you still look like the same ugly motherfucker?
Because I took on a new form.
Joey, that's
Did you not
two.
hear
That's
me?
been 2 in 1 episode.
Well, you know what? We did like 6 in the last
My
one.
mother watches these.
I'm
Why
sorry.
did you get a southern
Sorry,
accent
Mom.
when you said that?
Because I love.
I'm sorry, brother.
I love my
I
mama.
love my mom.
Okay, general consensus on Family Guy.
I
It's
believe
a very good show.
I believe that Family Guy is a very good show, but there are a couple episodes that suck dick.
Fair. I liked Pretoria.
Yes, I
I
did.
also enjoy Pretoria.
Just
Pretoria
because of
is
his
a great
rebellion
episode.
against the United States
Yes.
government. Even though I love the United States government.
I don't know. I'm kind of. I think the United States government is kind of cringe.
Another great show
Another
that I
great
haven't
show
watched.
that I have watched since I was literally born.
I have
because
also-
it's been on for 22 seasons since 1997.
I have also been watching this for most of my life.
South Park.
South Park.
Now, I think what's most notable about South Park is that it actually put Comedy Central on the map. Like a lot of people didn't know that Comedy Central was like an actual channel on TV until South Park came around and became a very popular hit.
Except for the... When did the Roasts of series that's been on?
Long time after South Park.
A long time.
Yeah.
Can we,
was
get a,
like
can we get a fact check on that?
We'll get a fact
2005,
check.
I think.
Well, while you guys are fact checking, I'm gonna say one thing: is South Park's a little bit of an anomaly with the time that
Yeah.
it's been good, because South Park is still good and relevant, but not because it had better storylines or anything. South Park bears no limits on what it will
That's
make
true.
fun of.
Yes.
True.
Like how most recently they were 2003 was when the first Comedy Central roast came
That's
out.
6
So a
years
couple
off.
years before the first South Park.
That that's it.
It's a little more
You're
than
6
a couple
years off.
So
Dang, time is hard.
No! I shot Jimmy, by the way, and Joey also shot Jimmy.
and now
All right,
Tim
Tim shot Jimmy. All right, well that's 1 bullet for me. Oh, and Jimmy shot himself. Oh God, someone saved him.
Oh God. Well, okay. So, essentially, South Park is a really big cultural influence because of how much they don't give a shit. And
I agree.
They did
Trey
2
Parker-
entire seasons where Mr. Garrison was just Trump.
Yeah. Yes, they're.
After Mr. Garrison was dressing in drag.
No, he
Oh,
was transgender.
He was
transgender.
he was
He
a
was
girl. He was a straight up
completely
woman at one
transgender.
point.
I'm sorry for misspeaking there. Mr. Garrison was in fact transgender.
The only thing I have to add about South Park was one time when I was a young man, I was spending the night at my aunt's house, and she had we had a tent out, and my older cousin, who was probably about like 14 or 15 at the time, had brought a box television out, and he'd started playing South Park, and I'd never seen it before. And I got like some of the references. The only thing I'd known about it was that was the show that I wasn't allowed to watch. And so I felt like Billy Badass watching that because I wasn't supposed to be watching it. I don't mean to rat out my cousin, but it kind of slapped. I never watched it after because I was always afraid my parents would find out. But I might watch it eventually once I move out. Just so that way I know.
So
Watch it now.
I don't want to.
something that's caught my attention real quick is the cast list here still has Isaac Hayes, the man who portrayed Chef in the show,
has
is
been
still
off
on the
of the
cast
cast.
list.
Oh, yeah.
He's been off the cast for a while.
Okay,
time.
who wants to tell the story of how Chef got kicked off? Shall I do it?
I think you should. You haven't spoken all that
It's
much.
a Scientology one, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Scientology.
So South Park had this episode where they made fun of Scientology, and
The totally legitimate religion.
yeah,
Thank you,
and
Tom Cruise.
they actually like found out the creation story for Scientology, and you cannot find out how the world was created according to Scientology until you
Unless you're
until you
in
do
the
like
Church of Scientology.
unless you like pay a ton of money, move up a ton of ranks, buy all these books, and South Park somehow got their hands on it and made fun
Probably.
of it. And a chef was a
Probably from Isaac
Scientologist,
Hayes.
so he left. So Isaac Hayes left because they made fun of Scientology.
That's the
Yes.
power that Scientology has over people.
Now,
I would argue that Scientology is a valid religion.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, you missed!
Well, I can't just shoot him again.
That's what you get from missing. I shot Joey, by the way. We have to say when we shoot people.
Okay.
Because they're not going to know who shot who if they just hear.
Because we can't afford
Wait, what?
a camera.
Okay. Chef was killed off in the season 10 debut episode, The Return of Chef. Following controversy with Isaac Hayes, who left the series after the episode Trapped in the Closet aired due to its portrayal of Scientology, which
Yes.
Trevor explained. So I'm going to see when
He came back for a while too, though.
Trapped in the Closet came out in what year?
Can I grab some pizza?
Yeah. Oh, there's a song called Trapped in the Closet
By R. Kelly,
but-
before he peed on that woman.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, I think
my
it was
God,
about the
R.
time.
Kelly is just.
It's
I
a
don't mind.
completely different topic for another day.
Yeah.
Is his first name?
Sexual harassment episode?
Is his first name Richard?
Sexual harassment.
Is it Richard
Panda.
Kelly?
I don't.
Alright, so this
I'm guessing
Trapped
not.
in the Closet was released November 16th, 2005.
Can we also talk about the fact that Ginger Kids is the episode before that, and that is a phenomenal.
That is a
episode of
phenomenal
the
episode.
show.
But I love this episode a lot because it makes fun of Tom Cruise.
It also
And Tom Cruise is a fudge packer.
it also gives for a very, very humorous interpretation of John Travolta's voice.
Is John Travolta the guy from
The fact that you don't know who John Travolta is enough to get shot right now.
Oh, he said how many bullets was that?
That was my second bullet.
Isn't he the guy?
That is your third. That is definitely your third.
No. He definitely has one. All right.
Isn't that the guy from Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Yeah,
Man,
and
you shot me
Grease.
for no reason.
He was getting there.
But you
Give him
didn't
time.
get your answer in quick enough. So another topic show that I think.
Oh, we shouldn't forget
tickles my
Futurama.
fancy.
That's what I said.
Yes, Futurama.
Oh, another Matt Groening? Groening?
I actually believe it's pronounced Groening.
I think
Groening.
it's
Okay.
Groening.
And,
So Matt Groening created the art for the art and the show for the Simpsons Futurama. It was actually a really good cartoon. I'd check it out on Netflix. It's called Enchanted.
Yes,
It is one of the
I
best.
enjoy
Very
Enchanted
good.
a lot.
Very good. If you like
I think
Futurama
it's a
and
very
the
good
Simpsons,
show.
check out
Is that one with
Enchanted.
Donnie
Yes.
Wahlberg?
Futurama
I'm just
has
gonna
a
ignore
95% on Rotten Tomatoes, an 8.4 on IMDb, and a 9.1 on TV.com.
It actually has a 95 on it.
Never
I
cite
said
Rotten
95.
I
Tomatoes
said
again.
94.
You definitely did say 90.
I said 94? God damn, I can't.
Isn't
That's been like 4 curses. You're gonna. Get
It's also this show. It's like
It's
it
a loop.
Starts off with a like it doesn't.
it
do
starts
the
off with
normal-
the end, really.
It does. I mean, it starts.
This entire show is a loop.
A lot of shows like this start as kind of like a goofy comedy, but this one starts with the story and goes through it.
Yeah.
And it does a very good job of telling the story.
There's one episode of Futurama that's always stuck with me. It's the one where Fry buys a gas station sandwich and a bunch of worms take over his body.
That's a good
I
episode.
don't know why, but that's the only episode. Because Futurama I was allowed to watch as a young man.
Well, good for you, Jim.
And me and my father would watch it sometimes. But I just remember that one scene in Futurama after the worms take over Fry's body where he's fighting and he cuts a part of his brain and he goes all and he makes a bunch of noises. And that has really scared me. It still kind of scares me that like I might have worms in me that are gonna screw with my brain and then I'm gonna,
Just don't
Go
eat
on.
gas stations.
Just don't eat gas station sandwiches.
Well, it was a space gas station, and I haven't been to one of those in a couple of years. So
I don't know.
think
I
we're
would
good.
definitely
Never
eat a
been
gas
to
station sandwich.
I have eaten a gas station sandwich,
I had
and
one.
I went.
I had
I
a
was
gas
okay.
station spicy chicken sandwich.
Okay,
and
but if
the
you guys ever
bun
went to 7-Eleven,
was so grainy. It was like, it was.
Was it whole grain?
No, it
Okay,
was.
but you guys have never been to Wawa, and like
I have been
on,
to Wawa.
Okay, you have on
I
the
like
East
Wawa.
Coast.
Yeah.
Like, okay, picture gas station sandwich. Get that entire image out of your head. Just picture a good sandwich from a restaurant. That's what
That's
Wawa
a Wawa
serves.
sandwich. Yeah.
okay, but have you
It's a
ever been to
gas station.
7-Eleven?
Yeah, in
7-Eleven
Wawa
has really good fried food.
7-Eleven is owned by Indians, so
There goes our India viewer group.
God damn it,
Oh, yeah.
we've lost the Chinese and the Indians.
yeah, but we didn't send enough boobs, so the Indians were gone.
We support.
We
most
support
creeds
Hong
here.
Kong.
No, don't do that. You'll just take it off the air.
I don't care.
I can't get up.
Wait,
What do you
I
mean?
thought the Jews ran the.
No, don't
Yeah.
say that.
Not an actual opinion.
How
But
the
the Jews do not run the media.
Yes, I do.
We support Israel.
Okay,
Now-
well, not that far, but the Jews don't run the media.
Now,
There is no Jewish.
I don't know what
conspiracy.
you guys think about a little show called Bob's Burgers.
I've
but,
actually.
I've been a longtime fan of the show since it first debuted in 2011. And, yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Jimmy, for your input there.
Did that even go off? No, it didn't even go off.
I like Bob's Burgers.
Dang it!
Alright. I never got into it as much as the other shows though.
I really got into Bob's Burgers really hard at one point, where it was almost at the point where, like, the thing I like about Bob's Burgers is that all the characters in the show are absolutely relatable in some way, shape, or form. Because Tina is a very awkward teenager, and we all have our little awkward fits.
Nah.
Yeah, but I'm not as ugly as Tina.
Yeah, none of us are. I don't think anyone is.
Well,
except
I mean,
fucking Meg.
Meg.
Or what's
Shut
that?
up.
That lady
Shut
from The
up,
Big Bang Theory, the one Sheldon dates,
Amy.
Yeah, she's pretty
Amy.
ugly.
Yeah.
She's just got a really big
Or
neck.
Ice-T's wife.
Don't talk about
Jimmy.
Coco like that.
Iced tea, you suck.
Oh
No!
That is only Trevor's opinion.
That's only Trevor's opinion.
Even I disagree.
What do you mean?
But,
even you?
I like
like,
how no one shot me, but you guys were like, that's pretty bad. But no!
I forgot we were shooting people for bad opinions. What is this, Nazi Germany?
Well,
Too soon?
Joey's in joke jail.
I don't know. That's more of the joke with the communists is shooting people. The Germans aren't quite shooting people. They're
They're burning people, my bad. I forgot.
I don't know. They did shoot people. I
made
don't-
that so
I don't-
much worse.
They're also gassing people in the shower.
Stop!
Yeah, gassing in the shower.
Okay, that's. There's no reason. We're talking about adult cartoons. How did?
There's
Actually,
Nazi episodes
if we
in
talk
every
about-
cartoon.
What's the theory?
If we talk about Rick and Morty in one of the newer
In the
episodes,
newer episodes, there's a fascist.
there's a
Morty.
fascist
Well,
Morty.
then, in that case, let's go to
what's
Rick and
that
Morty.
theory? Did you guys know that the theory that the longer an online debate goes on, the more likely it is that the Nazis get brought up? Do you guys remember what that's called?
No, because if you click enough of if you click links on every Wikipedia page, starting
Yeah.
on whatever you
You will
start
end
with,
up there.
You will end up at Nazi.
There's
or
a,
Hitler at some.
There's a political theory that goes along with that, where the idea was from the Communist Party that if you were able to boil down all political discussions back to them being a fascist or a Nazi, the strong World War II sentiment, the anti-Nazi sentiment, would subliminally make people dislike that person. So it kind of became mainstream to use that as your main way of getting a political point across.
So I actually found this. It's called Godwin's Law, and as it quotes from the creator, as an online discussion grows larger, the probability of a comparison involving Nazis or Hitler approaches 1.
That's whack.
Rick and Morty.
Let's talk about Rick and Morty.
Have you guys ever seen Rick and Morty?
Don't call it.
I have seen
Hold on.
every
Now this
single
bothers me.
episode.
The
multiple
page
times.
says
except for the
3
new one.
seasons when there's
Actually,
when the
4.
4th one has just been released.
My gun is not.
Hold on, here.
Yo, I think you're just not loading it right.
There you go.
No, it's still not loaded right.
Yeah.
Don't pull it back after you cock it all the way. Okay, there you go.
Yay!
Stupid TV.
You shot Elon Tusk right in the
No.
Elon Tusk, despite being a different universe's Elon Musk, still has the same voice as Elon Musk.
face. Yes.
Just with tusks.
Because Elon Musk is a really cool guy.
This
Start on
episode
Wikipedia.
is sponsored by Elon Musk, sometimes referred to as elongated muskrat.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not a fan of Elon Musk.
What? Why?
Hey, you didn't let me finish.
You don't
Joey,
have
you
to
said you don't
finish.
like billionaires.
I like Elon Musk. He's different.
What do you mean he's different?
Don't
He's
ask.
different.
Don't ask about his dad though.
He literally just stole someone else's name for his company.
Oh, just because he took Nikola Tesla, a loser, might I add.
Oh.
Nikola Tesla.
Don't-
Yeah, you
Got
are an
huge-
Edison. You would be an Edison.
You would
Listen,
be-
Nikola
Can I see your
Tesla-
gun?
You know why? You know
That's
why?
mine. That's my last bullet.
You know why Nikola
I'll give you
Tesla's
one back.
ideas never kicked off? I'll tell you why his ideas
You had
never
2 in
kicked
there?
off.
No.
His ideas never kicked off because he spent so much time complaining and whining that he was never able to actually build a business idea. Because he spent the whole time like, well, Edison's doing the same thing as me. And instead of actually building something, just decided I'm going to be a socially awkward freak and not try and sell any of my
Yeah, but
things.
he electrocuted an elephant.
Yeah, and he also blew up half of Russia. Blew up that entire forest in Russia.
No, is that wrong?
Thomas Edison
Fair.
killed animals.
Okay, and
Yeah, but Nikola
he
Tesla
told
electrocuted the elephant. We just went over
No,
this.
Edison electrocuted the
that might have been
elephant.
Edison.
It was the Edison that murdered Topsy.
Are you?
I
It
think
is
it was
100%
because he was
Edison
trying to
that
prove
murdered
how
Topsy.
safe
Okay, never
DC
mind.
current was, and then he ran it through an elephant and it just straight died.
Topsy.
Topsy.
Topsy the elephant was a female Asian elephant who was killed by electrocution at Coney Island, New
Thomas
York.
Edison. I think it was Thomas.
It was
How
definitely
ironic.
Thomas Edison.
At this podcast.
Yes, Bob's Burgers Topsy. The Bob Burgers.
Yeah, but that
Topsy
shows a
episode
Tesla
is-
coil.
What? No, this
That shows a Tesla coil.
in popular culture. Thompson and Dundee's killing of
Was it-
Topsy.
Oh, that's right. Thomas did it. to show how unsafe Tesla's
was.
idea was.
Okay, so it was really
Thomas,
both.
Are you on
Yeah.
a first name basis with Edison?
I knew him in my.
He's dead. Who cares?
It was too.
What's he gonna do? Get mad at me?
Too.
Well, I mean, a good way to go about it is
months
if you would have known them personally, you can call them by their first name.
I did know Edison
You
personally.
did not know Edison personally.
That was a long time ago. That was 2 morphs ago.
Jimmy's like 2 morphs ago. I was this elephant named
Topsy.
Topsy.
And this freak of nature murdered me.
But, like, not directly.
Trevor has gone into full plank mode on the couch. Probably just recharging.
So, in other words...
Rick and Morty, final consensus, because this episode's like 35 minutes long.
It is such a good show.
25. You were a whole 10 minutes off.
Okay, good show.
I believe that Rick and Morty
This
is
is
a
actually-
fantastic show.
This has potential to be
I like how we didn't even talk
Season
about
3
Rick
sucked.
and Morty.
Season 3 sucked. I'm gonna say it.
okay.
I agree.
This is definitely one of the better
Okay,
adult cartoons,
so-
though, if not the best.
I'm going to shoot you,
I'm
you
not,
shoot him,
I'm
'cause
not
I
going to
agree.
entirely shoot Trevor. I'm going to aim at you and so that you're fearing of me, okay? Because there were a couple episodes in Season 3 that I didn't like. But aside from that, I did like the rest of the season.
Wait, let's see before we shoot him. What do you think about Szechuan sauce?
I'm gonna be real with you. It's fine.
I think Szechuan sauce was the worst thing that came out of it. It ruined the Rick and Morty fan base. Up to that point, they were manageable.
Okay, are
Well,
we
you
talking
see-
about the episode itself, or are we including his fan base?
We're talking about what it did to the fan base.
Okay, if we're talking about what
It
it did to
ruined
the
the
fan
fan
base,
base.
It did.
I hate Szechuan sauce.
And I think it was an okay
I need my
gag,
Szechuan sauce, Morty.
but I don't like that they let McDonald's come back out with it for a bit because it ruined everything. They should have just been like, don't
Why do you think
that.
that ruined everything?
Because
yeah,
that's
I-
when the fans went rabid. Because
Yeah.
before that, everyone was online just doing that usual, like, oh, you know, I'm an atheist, and Rick and Morty explains exactly who I am, and I am Rick. But then you come into, like, the Szechuan sauce, and that these people now have to interact as humans, and they're not quite capable of it. And so you brought them all together, and there wasn't enough Szechuan sauce. So they were basically ripping each other apart for this sauce. And I think that's what turned the fan base away from its true calling and into the horrible mob that it is now. Although there is an episode that I do like when they have Rick like be human almost.
They do that a lot.
There's one of those in the new season where Rick has this toilet that's his. And he's the only one that can poop on it because he's a shy pooper. And then one day this dude comes in and he poops on his toilet. And he's mad at him, and this guy's like, you just need a friend. You know, they're like poop buddies. And Rick gets really mad, and he's like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill the bastard. And then later he goes back like to make him have to crap again, so he'll go to that toilet. And the receptionist for this dude's like, well, he's dead. He drove into a tree. And Rick, like, goes to his funeral and whatnot, and his dad was there. That guy's dad was there, and he's like, oh, I know how it is to lose a friend. And he's like, shut up, we're not friends. And he goes back and he sits down on the toilet, which you think he had rigged to explode earlier, right? But when he sits down on, a bunch of hologram Ricks show up. And they're like, ha, you can't poop alone now, loser. Ha, you're a shy pooper. And he's sitting there and he's all sad. And it's like one of those moments where you're like, oh.
Damn.
Let's not forget about the scene in, I think, the first season towards the end, when Rick, something happens, and he literally sets up this device to just murder him.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
puts his head under it, but then the machine malfunctions.
Oh, yeah.
He was ready to kill himself.
No, he
Rick
was
is
drinking.
definitely
And
suicidal.
what happened was he was drinking,
Yeah.
and then he got so drunk he passed out, and his head fell out of the beam
Yeah.
before it killed him.
So Rick was fully prepared to kill himself. He was just too drunk to actually go through with it.
You know what? Really?
But I do think overall, Rick and Morty, good show idea.
Great show.
Executed pretty dang well. The fan base is quite reminiscent of like anime.
Dan
That's
Harmon and
true.
Justin Roiland do a really great job with everything that they do with the show. The voices.
I did
the
like
writing,
Bush
just
World
everything.
Adventure. Bush World Adventure was very good. If you watched it on YouTube, Rick and Morty Bush World Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love the episode in season 3 with Morty's Mind Blowers.
Morty's Mind Blowers.
I liked the one where it was interstellar cable.
No, yes, those are the best episodes.
Those are really.
Because what they do
Did
in
you say
those
the best?
episodes, obviously it was just an exaggeration, but what they do in those episodes that's so funny is they are just improvising every single thing, and you can hear them laughing at themselves in the recordings.
It's a Mexican
We got a bit of a
standoff.
standoff here.
Standoff. Wait, if I kill myself, do I win?
All right. Okay. So before we all kill each other, let's talk about American Dad.
Never seen it.
Another product of Seth MacFarlane.
I do know the fish is a Nazi.
The fish is German.
The
Klaus.
alien is literally everybody.
Yes,
Roger
is-
plays so many roles in this show.
Well, yeah.
Do you mean
because
like his voice actor or actually?
No,
Roger?
Roger.
Actual Roger plays so many roles.
Like there'll be a scene where like Roger is just in a wig and they're like treating it like a normal person.
Yes.
And they're like, well, you're like, that's Roger. Like, why aren't they saying that's Roger? It's weird. You guys remember the Family Guy?
Oh, what is that?
The Family Guy Star Wars episodes?
Yeah.
Roger plays a character in the Family Guy Star Wars episodes, and that's the joke, that like Roger plays everybody.
That's interesting.
Yeah. As you can see here,
Here's
we have
a
some
picture of Roger
multiple
with
examples.
a plumber on his penis.
Plunger.
A plumber.
Here we have.
Oh my goodness!
Here we have some
I
examples
thought we
of
were
Roger
looking at
just being
hentai.
Roger. Here we see he plays women a lot. So
That's what I said. He just puts on like a wig, and they're like, "This is not Roger."
Is that Gafati? Is that Gafati Roger?
Oh, there's a Watch Mojo
Fascist
video.
Roger.
Roger, his last name's. Oh yeah, I guess it is.
I guess it would be Smith.
Because I guess Stan Smith. That makes sense.
Oh my goodness, he's 3D printed.
Have you guys seen that American Dad thing where the theme song just never gets going? So it's just him in bed.
Did you see the one that's like
He's
Family Guy
Smith.
intro glitched speed run, and it's like he hits his slippers
Yes, I
twice.
saw
so
that.
Yeah. Master of disguise, doom doom doom.
Bitch.
Master of disguise, keen to catch your eye. Never wants a passerby to pass him by.
Yeah.
That's Master of the House. It's in Lace Miserables.
Layman.
Don't shoot that. Don't shoot those. Don't shoot those.
Jimmy, you know where this came from.
So, is there any other adult cartoons that we can think
Yes,
of?
BoJack Horseman is the best.
Too late. We're talking about him.
No.
Jimmy's chair has.
Chair just broke.
Okay, so we paused it so we could not talk about hentai,
Get
and Jimmy's
up.
chair broke. Jimmy is on the floor, his chair is mangled.
That was so
Jimmy just
loud.
broke his chair. And
It is.
broke my chair. You
yeah, you
Get you out of the bag.
Oh my goodness, you fat piece of shit.
It came out of the bag.
What?
You
Oh my
destroyed
goodness.
that
Come
chair.
on! Come on! Everybody shoot him! Come on! What was that?
Oh fuck. Okay, so since Jimmy totally just messed everything up, let's. All right. So on another note, let's
It's not working.
talk about BoJack Horseman.
Yes. Bojvek.
BoJack. Here, Jimmy, since I'm such a gracious guest, sit in this chair and don't fucking break it.
I'm playing your stupid chair.
So, BoJack Horseman is a
can be
series that
fixed.
I really did not get into. all that
BoJack
much.
Horseman is my favorite, my personal favorite adult.
It can
Cartoon.
still be used.
No, it
No,
can't,
it
Jimmy.
can't.
And
The
here's the
fucking
reason
back legs
why.
are over here.
Because.
Put the back legs under.
Okay, let's.
Oh my god.
Tim's trying to talk, you guys.
Just sit in the fucking chair.
That's just that one, bro.
So you swore 8 times.
I don't care. I've sworn more than 8 times. I just said fuck like 9 times.
Can we get another chair?
No, I'm fine.
On the surface, BoJack. Or did you just shove that bullet inside of you?
BoJack
Well,
Horseman.
I am standing up,
Okay.
and there's
On-
no longer a bullet in my left hand.
On.
Why do these get worse every time?
On the surface, BoJack Horseman.
Get off your fucking phone!
Maybe he's doing research.
Get off your phone!
He's doing research. I did research earlier. You know what I mean? That was my 3. Shoot me! Give it to me!
Good, get out of here.
Oh no, he's
No!
He's getting ammunition.
Jimmy, get the shotgun. The Nerf shotgun.
No, he's got a real shotgun.
Ceasefire.
Oh, sorry.
I've got an aim.
I already fired it before you said ceasefire.
Is this still
Oh!
I was so close.
Is this recording still?
Yes.
Yes, this is still recording.
This is the worst episode.
That's the best.
I don't think anyone's getting enjoyment out of us just running around shooting each other with guns.
Down.
Alright, now Joey has a mega
Put it
gun.
down!
I don't.
Put the fuck down!
You ready to
That's 10! No! I'm on your side!
Oh, yeah.
I am in the line of fire, so I am pointing at a Joey. Ah!
Who's right first? Oh no, this is all war! He shot first! Ow! Dutch!
Oh my god.
Okay, so BoJack Horseman is overall a pretty good show.
BoJack Horseman is good, but I have only seen the first episode.
On the surface.
It's a pretty good show. I really like the characterization of BoJack Horseman.
On the surface, it seems like it would be a really weird, edgy, goofy comedy with animal characters, but it's actually a really in-depth character study about an actor who is depressed, lonely, and alcoholic, and only suffers his own, inner demons every season. They find a new way to come out. There's also a character named Mr. Peanut Butter who is a dog. He is
He doesn't have any
excited all
ammo.
the time. Overall, it's really good, and it's actually a serious show despite being a weird cartoon. So I suggest everybody watch BoJack. Now I'm gonna shoot somebody.
Wow, Tim, thanks for that in-depth discussion. Now let's shoot Jimmy in the fucking nuts.
All right.
Turn around.
No.
Turn around.
No, I know what you're gonna do.
Shoot him in the nuts.
I know what you're. Ow, Dutch!
I'm gonna.
Loaded it back.
My gun only works when you load it a very oddly specific way.
I wish that I could fire more than one bullet at once.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm your host Joey Simcoe.
And I'm your
And
co-host.
I'm the other co-host.
And this and
I'm
and
Trevor.
and
My
this,
name's Trevor.
This has been podcast.